Hey, what's up? It's DJ CEO, and welcome back to The Loop. So last episode, I talked about the crowd, right? I talked about the crowd's responsibility. Before that, I talked about DJ's purpose, DJ's responsibility, right? And the most common denominator in all of this is the music, right? It's the reason why you go out. It's the reason why you go to a club or any sort of party. It's everywhere. Music is so important to us. It's what we listen to in the car, when we're going anywhere, going to work, going shopping, if we're in the house cleaning up, whatever, working out. Music is a soundtrack to our lives, right? So super important. So I kind of wanted to talk about it because I feel like music has become trivialized. It's almost become like the background. It's not as important as the DJ or as important as the people in the crowd as they take their selfies and whatever, Music is super important. So I wanted to kind of talk about it. I want to break it down to what I consider to be four very important aspects of music. So one is spirituality. One is that I kind of mentioned before is people that minimize music, and kind of want to break down what music is to kind of stop, hopefully prevent people from minimizing music anymore. The inspiration and the emotional aspect of music. And lastly, the relationship with music, which I feel has deteriorated greatly, I'll say maybe over the past 10 years or so, right? So we're going to start off with the spirituality of music. Music should be created in a spirit. I'm not saying it's a good spirit. It could be any type, but it should be made in a spirit. And it comes with a spirit that kind of helps move us and kind of direct us and this kind of ties into what I'm going to be talking about later with emotion. Like there's a spirit in music that needs to be respected. Music's been around since the beginning of time. And when you get lost in the music, it's a spiritual experience. When you get lost in the music, you can literally, like if you've ever been to church, especially a black church, especially a black Baptist church or Pentecostal church, and that experience that you see people have, like with the Holy Ghost, like that's what I mean. You get lost in it, and the music kind of takes over. If you ever wonder why certain people dance so well in the way they dance, because they get lost in the spirit, the music, and the music gets inside of them, and they kind of just move and do whatever. And I think that needs to be respected. I think people far too often today look at music from only a technical aspect, and they don't allow the music to take hold of them. Because when you're in a party, and I mentioned in the last episode about letting go, if you let go of the control that you think that you have with whatever's going on, and just get lost in the music, your body will move in a way that's never moved before. Your body will react. Your soul will react in a way that's never reacted before, because the music itself has a spirit in it. And I talked about in an earlier podcast about the DJs that we have to respect that spirit because there's so much power in it. So when I add my spirit and my energy to a DJ set, to music that has its own spirit, then we create a whole new spirit for the crowd to engage with and partake in. So I want people to really understand and respect and enjoy the spirit that lives inside music, because there's spirit in music, there's a spiritual element to it, there's a spiritual experience when it comes to music. It's why we feel so good. It's why we need it when we clean, because it lifts us up. You're in the house and you're cleaning, you got to put that music on, whether it be Al Green or Luther or New Edition, or it could be, a new artist, Ty Dolla $ign or Drake or whatever you do to clean up, that music lifts you up spiritually so you can kind of get whatever you need to get done. Same thing when you're working out or whatever, right? So respect the spiritual aspect of music. The second point is I want people to not minimize music. A lot of times I talk to people and I'm asking them, what do you like about this song? What is it about it that you like? And they go, oh, it's the beat. The beat is not the song. The beat is an element of the song, right? I know for me growing up, it was everything. It was the beat. It was the lyrics. It was the voice of the person who was delivering the lyrics, whether they were singing or rapping, right? all these elements come together, the arrangement, the vocal arrangements, the breakdowns, which I'm sad to say there are no more breakdowns in music, which sucks because that's the whole foundation of hip hop in particular. But there are no breakdowns, right? But all of this stuff makes great music. And if you minimize music to just the beat, or just because you think this artist is cute, or you just because, whatever, that's minimizing music. And there's a lot of work that goes into creating really, really good music. I'm not referring to the bad music, because there's a lot of bad music out there, and clearly not a lot goes into it, right? But good music that moves you. There's a lot of music that goes in, there's a lot that goes into making music great. And it's a shame. It hurts to see people minimize music by just saying, oh, I just like the beat. You have to take in this music for all that it is. And then from that, you can decide whether it's a good song or not. Or you might be like, I don't really like the song, but I just like the beat. I understand that. I don't like the beat, and I just like the lyrics. I understand that. But just try not to minimize music to one element, because all of these elements, the words, the instrumentation, the organization, the arrangement of it all, it makes music great. So just don't minimize the music. Okay. Third part, very important part, is inspiration and emotion, right? So for me as a creative, I don't like to create unless I'm inspired, because I feel like whatever I'm creating is going to inspire someone else when they hear it, when they receive it. So I think, and not necessarily inspire them to do good, but it's going to inspire them to do something. It's going to inspire them to dance. It's going to inspire them to be active, right? But all of this is inspiration. It's inspiring you to move in a way that you would hope that whoever created it wanted you to, right? So I don't just create for the sake of creating. I don't create just because I need to, or I just need to make a beat, or I need to mix a song. Like, I need to be inspired. Something has to inspire me to create, because I think, again, this goes back to the spiritual aspect of it. All of this stuff is connected. There's a spiritual aspect to it that when you hear something or you see something that inspires you to create, because everything in the world is connected. Everything. The sounds outside, the wind, the sun shining, water, not to get like super esoteric about it, but the whole other elements of earth, wind, and fire, like all of these things lend themselves to inspiration to be creative. So when you create, I feel like you should only create out of inspiration and not necessity, because that's when you're going to make the best possible work. There are some people who are permanently inspired, like Jay-Z said, like when you have your Pharrells and your Kanye's, people are permanently inspired. Timbaland and Dre, Quincy Jones, right? Permanently inspired. But even if you're like inspired most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, you really should only create when you're inspired, because that's what's going to create the timeless art, whether it be, visual arts or music. Well, we're talking about music here. So inspiration is super important, because when you create with inspiration, you're going to inspire others. And what you're also going to inspire in others is for people to tap into their emotions. That's the emotional aspect of it, right? So you want people to, I would hope that people have an emotional connection to music. I've always say, as a DJ, because I'm playing music and I have respect for the power of music, I can make people fight at a party if I want to. I can make them make out or want to go home and have sex. I can make people just feel happy and joyous and just a lot of love in the room. I can do all that with the music that I play, the music I choose to play, accompanied by me putting my energy and my spirit into how I play, into what I play. I know for some people this might be kind of going over your head, and I'm trying my best to, in a basic way, try to explain to you, because I feel like music and I feel like the arts has been so trivialized for so long. People have just lost that connection that they need to have with music, because music is the one thing that connects us all in this world, right? And when you're connected to it, you're going to have an emotional experience to it. You're going to have an emotional reaction to music when you hear it. It's gonna get you. It can get you hyped. It's the reason why you select these songs. It's the reason why when I work out, I have the Shook Ones playlist or Annie Up playlist because that's gonna get me and I get to lift and I get to fight through and push through when I'm tired. Or when I'm driving. I might want something more mellow to make sure that I'm not speeding or get a ticket, or whatever. There's an emotional reaction that comes with music. And I want people, if you're not doing it, I want people to kind of like let go and connect with the music and allow that emotional experience to happen. And the last thing I want to talk about, the fourth point, is your relationship with music. One of the biggest issues I find today is that people's relationship with music is based on popularity and not feeling. You should not like a song solely because it's popular. Because there are a lot of really bad popular songs. And if you only like music because it's popular, then you don't necessarily have a relationship with the music, but you have a relationship with society and what they tell you you should and you shouldn't like, right? So music, your relationship with it should be based on feeling and not popularity or necessarily familiarity in the sense that you know the song. What you should have familiarity with when it comes to the song is a feeling, right? Because I'll ask anybody, name one song that you like that you never heard before. You can't. You have to hear it first. But you shouldn't have to hear it 100 times for you to like it. If you're listening to music, if you're taking it in, if you're allowing it in to your soul, into your spirit, into your ears, into your head, then you should have your relationship to it should be based on feeling. When you hear it, it should move you because there's a spirit. I remember the first time, and I'm not going to tell you where because I don't want these people to get in trouble. It's a really nice place where this song shouldn't have been played, but nonetheless, the first time I heard the song Ain't No Fun by Snoop, I was at a party. I had never heard it before. And when I heard it, and I was young, right, and I heard it, but there was something about this song that just shook me. Like, what is this? That's how music should make you feel. Everybody knows my favorite song in the whole world. It's Billy Ocean's Nights. I think it's the closest thing to a perfect song you'll ever hear. Instrument-wise, lyrics, vocally, everything, right? And when I heard the song the first time, I just, what is this? It just moved me. I didn't have to wait for somebody else to tell me that it was a dope song for me to like it. I took it for what it was when I heard it, and I allowed it. I didn't even allow it. It just barged its way into my mind and my soul and my spirit. And I was just like, wow. That's the relationship people should have with music. When you hear it, it should just move you. You hear it, you don't need nobody to tell you it's dope. You don't need to have heard it a million times on your favorite radio station. It doesn't need to be by a popular artist that everybody knows. That song, if it's dope, it's dope. No matter if Drake did it or the dude up the block that don't nobody know. It's just dope. And you should allow that music to connect with you. And you should have a relationship with it by feeling, not by familiarity or popularity, shall I say. Okay? So, again, this is about music. I know I was pretty long-winded on this one, and I apologize, but music is very important to me, as I'm sure it's very important to many of you, right? So, number one, spirituality. There's a spirit in music. There's a spirit in the creation of music. Please respect it because it's powerful and it motivates people and it inspires people, right? Don't minimize music. Music is much more than just a beat. Music is much more than just words. It's do not minimize. Music is powerful, and respect it and take it all in for what it is, right? Number three, inspiration and emotion. Like I just said, music should be created with inspiration. Anything that you create should come from an inspiration and not just because you just want to do it. But you should be inspired to create, and music should inspire. And inspire doesn't mean a whole bunch of positive stuff. If it's a twerk song, it should inspire you to twerk. If it's anything, if it's a motivational song, it should inspire you to be go out and accomplish something. Whatever it is, it should inspire and it should evoke an emotion in you. Because music should always tap into our emotions. Anger, happiness, love, sadness, just pure joy, happiness. It should never just be, that's not music. Music always should tap into your emotions, and good music does that all the time. So let that happen. And lastly, relationship with music. Your relationship with music, which kind of ties into the last part about inspiration and emotion, is that you should connect to it by feeling and not by popularity. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's great. You should not only enjoy music or appreciate music because you know it. You should appreciate it because it feels right. It feels right. There's no way you should like One Dance by Drake, but not like real Afrobeat music, which is what it was borrowed from. If you can't do that, then that means you only like music based on popularity, and you're cheating yourself. Okay? This has been The Loop. It's been all about music. Again, my name is DJ CEO. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at DJ CEO, Twitter at DJ CEO, Facebook DJ CEO, Style and Performance. Until next time, this has been The Loop.